Hi, so I know you wanted to create an arrow, and so I thought maybe a video might be the simplest way to do it. So I would create a cylinder, just hitting the cylinder here, and then of course it's going to be a real skinny cylinder, but also really tall and long. And then for purposes of sending this into Mudbox, having 20 edges around the side may look good and round, but we really don't want that many. So I'm going to bring it down to 12. You'll notice it does get a little bit boxy, but that's okay. This is your low poly model. You can add detail to it in Mudbox. So then to create the top, you kind of want a pyramid kind of looking thing. I'm going to start with a cube. And we can kind of scale this, and this is just also get you used to using the different tools that Maya has to offer. But if I might right mouse click and hold, I can go into vertex mode and I can grab the top 4 vertices and go to edit mesh, merge to center. And then I've quickly created a pyramid. Now if you want to add some details to create, some different shapes with the top, I don't know all the different types of arrows, but I know that there's some variety. We can always go to Mesh Tools, Insert Edge Loop, and when you click on this, it's going to give you, well, it looks like it's not going to give us what we want. So we can go to Mesh Tools, Make a Cut, Make Cut. So with this, you want to click on an edge and then go around to where you want the edge to connect. So I'm going to bring this all the way around, and then you can see your mouse says close when it's made it. You can hit enter to have it set. I know my grid's a little bit in the way, so let me go into object mode and I'll raise that up so you can see. So now we have an edge loop nice in the middle. And then up to you what you want to do with that. We could insert another one right by it. Just do that one's not quite the best angle. You can take a little bit more time with it. But for the sake of showing you, close it, hit enter. Now you can always go into vertex mode and move these so that they're more in line, looking better than what I originally had. And then it's up to you again if you wanted to scale, maybe if we grab an edge loop, you can always double click on an edge to grab the whole loop. I could scale that edge in. I mean, again, it really depends on what you're going for with the way your arrow looks. I'll just do this organic shape for right now. It's a little hard surface, but you can hit spacebar to toggle between your views. So I'm going to look in my front view and make sure that this arrow top actually lines up. And then I'll look at my side and again make sure it lines up. So then we're going to do the same thing to create the bottom. So I'll start with a cube, can move it down, and I'll scale it up a bit. Now if you want to insert edge loops but you have a base shape that you haven't edited, you can always go into the polycube here and add in subdivisions. So I could do 2 and see that gives me a nice secondary around here. Maybe I'll do 3 that way. And again, it's up to you what you want it to look like. I'm going to keep adding, so I'll do 5. So then what I can do, I know sometimes they kind of point downward, so I'll do 2 and 2. All right. So then you want to kind of pick which one's your front view. So this one's going to be my front, since it says front here. And then what I can do is right mouse click and hold and go into vertex mode, and if I click and drag, I'm actually selecting all of the vertices and I can start to move those down, and I could do the same on the other side. So again, it depends on what kind of an arrow you want to make. If you want to have these be jagged or maybe select some to bring them out further, you could do every other one that way. And again, when I click and drag, that means I'm grabbing the one that's behind it as well, but you're always going to want to double check your perspective and side view. Okay? So the last thing you're going to want to do, and again, take your time to make this look as nice as you can make it, but we can right mouse click and hold and go into object mode, select all of the shapes, and then I'm going to do a mesh combine. This is important so that when I go to do a UV unwrap, it knows this is one object, then you'll just want to go into UV, and I would just do an automatic. That means it's going to map from 6 sides, and you can see if we go into the UV editor, oops, not UV set editor, we want the UV editor. It's all laid out nicely, and then we can bring it into Mudbox and start sculpting. Okay? So let me know if you have any questions, and I hope this helps.